There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. It is 9:30 a.m. on a Friday morning. And you know what? Just then we were just showing footages of a designer known as Thomas Jah. And he has been here in Malaysia, but he came here as an IT engineer. But today he is a fashion designer. Of course, I think he's been a fashion designer for quite some time, of course. But he's working with Malaysians to come up with Pamfa and Percaya, which is a very local-inspired menswear and ladieswear, as you can see through the footage.
And we have the models here modeling here on some of his works. And, of course, we've got the man himself to speak more about his designs and how does he manage to be two people at the same time? Well, he's here himself, Mr. Thomas, fashion designer, stroke IT
engineer,
consultant, been here in Malaysia for 1 year. We've got our beautiful models here, Shimi as well as Bridget, who's showcasing his beautiful designs. Good morning, selamat pagi.
Good morning.
And tell us, I mean, okay, we just found out that you've been here in Malaysia for about a year, but you've studied electrical engineering, but
yes,
always
you work in IT.
Work in IT with an airline company here in Malaysia.
Right.
But you love designing, and
definitely
you've got to bring in the bacon, but you've also got to, you know,
you got to do what you love also.
Most definitely.
So tell us your story. Wow, let's see his story.
How did it start? Have you always been, you know, passionate about fashion and designing?
Most definitely. Fashion, I've been an artist for pretty much all my life. I've been drawing since I've been about 5. And so fashion's just always been something that I do. It's inspired my mother. She's a seamstress, so she normally made our clothes when we were younger. So I always went to school looking pretty good.
Lucky you.
I was reading your profile, and it said there, you know, he bought all these simple clothes, and that's when you decided to pimp it up and make it make it uniquely yours.
Right, because, you know, like I said, I picked up a lot of stuff from my mother, so I liked looking really nice when I went to school, and, you know, so I liked to challenge the medium. I didn't want to be normal, and so I love fashion, and I just love style.
Wow, I mean, okay, we all know that you went to study electrical engineering, but did you study fashion? Did you have a chance to do that?
Actually, I just study fashion by just being exposed to fashion industry, various people that I know that work with fashion, so I never went to any real schooling for fashion, but it's just a natural act for me. I just love it.
What is it? You said you've been an artist since you were 5. You've been drawing and all that. But what is it with working with fabrics that really drew you in?
Great question. I think that the thing that challenged me was they're using different mediums. And I've used various different types of canvases, different types of woodworks. And I decided to use fabrics because it looks like it was more challenging, a challenging medium to utilize, and it worked. And so my objective was to just create art designs with them, and eventually the hobby became more of a business, and people liked it, and so I took it into fashion.
I know. Apparently, you started designing T-shirts first, raised about 50,000 odd money or something, and that's when you used it for your investment to your fashion labels, which is, I like this. Actually, Percaya sounds like it's a belief. It's in Malay. It's so Percaya, I believe in it. And Pamfa, which is your son's name?
It's a combination of my son and my daughter's name. So.
Beautiful. Are they here?
No, they're not. They're in the U.S.
Okay, so you'll always have them near with you because of your designs.
Every time I say the name.
So what is Pamfa and Percaya? I mean, what would the genre of your fashion design be? Well,
I would say that it started off traditional urban hip-hop, you know, but it expanded, and it sort of, there's an infusion of batik. And so I really just wanted to grow and challenge the traditional medium of fashion. And so to bring in different types of cultures, styles, and different types of techniques. So starting off with T-shirts was one of my basic things that I wanted to do, but I wanted to really grow into different types of fashion, dresses, men's suits, you know, so.
There you go. And then, you know, how long did it take when you started with T-shirts and then you ended up with, you know, these beautiful designs as we can see on the models right now?
It actually didn't take very long because T-shirts, I got bored with the medium. So I started working with T-shirts, I'd say about 5-6 months into that. It was going very well, and so I wanted to use different types of fabrics to see how how I could work with those mediums, with the art and with the paints and just different things. And so it grew very fast because people liked the designs. And so I'd say within a year I changed immediately.
When you came to Malaysia, that's when you found batik, the material, or you've always used it way before then when you were in the US?
I've never used batik before. I mean, I came here and a friend introduced me to a wonderful batik designer named Majrina. And so Majrina and I, we actually sat down and we challenged each other. Because when I showed her my design originally, she was like, that's not possible. But she actually made it happen, and it was just wonderful watching her take my design and creating it in batik, and then we started just using all kinds of materials, and I just fell in love with the traditional batik, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful art.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, it's not just the texture of the cloth for batik, but it's also because of the designs that you have to make sure it complements the little, you know, all the darts, etc., etc.
Exactly.
Wow, myself, like I you know what I'm trying to say. But these are two examples of your beautiful designs, and perhaps we'll get the two girls to showcase what you have. This would be, of course, a shimmy.
She's wearing it. Tell us a little bit about what Shimmy's wearing.
Well, Shimmy is wearing just a more about, say, a casual wear. And with that, if you notice on each of the designs, it has a specific type of flower. I combined the Malaysian traditional flower with a rose, and it's sort of a signature.
Yeah, you can see that.
And within that flower, each pempha or percaya grows from the flower. And that's basically my signature mark throughout each one of the designs.
Oh, so who says batik has to be, you know, all old-fashioned? This is very modern indeed. We can't turn around because we're on national TV, but it's gorgeous, it's sexy, it's hot. So thank you, Shimmy. And we've also got Bridget in red.
This is also under the Percaya line?
Yes, yes.
Oh, this is very unique indeed.
Yes, and Bridget is wearing more of our formal gown, and we definitely challenged the technique. Sort of a crackle type technique mixed with different styles.
Oh, I thought it was a more
harder, stiffer material. It's actually, you've used chiffon?
Yes, silk and chiffon are the two materials that are being used here, and utilizing those materials with the batik and my art style, it actually challenged it. So we basically created our own technique within utilizing the batik and my art. So it's a very beautiful gown that Bridget is wearing, and it's more formal. But like I said, we wanted to challenge and create our own, so we made it more sexy.
There you go. It's fun and flirty at the same time.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Bridget. Okay, let's talk a little bit about sizing. You know, you know, Asians are a lot more smaller. Of course, Shimmy and Bridget are very lucky because they're the exceptionally tall ones. But usually, us Asians are like kind of small and all that. So I mean, what about sizing? I mean, do you would you tailor make a certain design to a person? Or?
I think that's going to be one of our signatures, one of my signatures. Yes, that is my objective. I think that I definitely want to make it sure that it's tailored to fit the person specifically, because you go in stores, you can't really buy stuff that really fits you. You have to either get it altered and stuff. So people can order, and it can be specifically designed for their size.
Speaking of order, do you have a boutique or a store?
Where can people go to get
or do you do it online? I mean, what's your marketing ploy here?
Well, my marketing ploy is utilizing technology. It's going to be all web-based.
Being an IT engineer and all that, it is expected, of course.
So right now, I focus on the intranet, so it's all going to be online. And dealing with buyers. So if it is going to be in a store, specific buyers would basically come in and put the product in specific big markets, such as like New York City, in Atlanta, Georgia, and in California. But right now, I specifically wanted to launch here in Malaysia because I love this country. I mean, I've been here for a while, and it's just so beautiful. So that's what I'm doing now.
All right, a question though, when it comes to online and all that, you know, when it comes to clothes and then certain body types, you've got to measure them and all that. So how do you overcome that obstacle at the same time maintaining an online business?
Well, if most people provide their sizes, I mean, we're going to provide that, so we'll make the clothing. I mean, that's the whole objective too. Give me your size, place your order, and we'll ship it to you.
Are we going to something like just saying you're extra small, small, medium to large, or
exact measurement?
Yeah, 32, 40.
I think we challenge that. I mean, immediately, yes, we're gonna use a basic baseline, obviously.
All right.
But if a person wants something more customized, they can do that as well.
Oh, that's good.
It may cost a little bit more, but we'll definitely make it fit you.
All right, so you just need to say, okay, this is a chart, fill it in. So, okay, you know, around here is how much, and here's how much, and things like that. Okay.
Now, the Chinese side of me just wants to know...
How much?
What's your range, your price range, okay? That's the Chinese side of me.
I would say a mid-range. If you go to Pavilion, you're going to pay, so...
He's playing it safe here, but, you know, these are some of the beautiful designs. And let's say I've got something, you know, I'm coming up with something crazy, but I can't convey it the way you would because you have the more artistic. I just say, okay, I've got this yellow-looking thing in my head and do something with it. And this particular material, you can do that too. We can actually come and talk to you. And
most definitely. I'll sketch it because, like I said, I'm an artist. So I like to be challenged. And so I definitely would sketch it out and would send you copies of it. And we'd go from there.
Well, speaking of challenges, just one more question. I mean, you've been doing this and also, you know, juggling your full-time work, your day job, as well as your love for fashion. But what are some of the most craziest outfits that you have designed for people who have peculiar tastes? Is there any story to share with us viewers?
I don't know. You have to, not necessarily. Well, in Atlanta, I mean, it's U.S. It's a little more freedom, so we do a lot of more different types of designs in the U.S. More risque, if I would say. And so, you know, I've done quite a few different types of designs.
Okay. All right, there you go. So, is there a website? You know, if people want to go and see your previous designs and what to look for in the future, is there a site that people can go to?
Yes, they can go to pamfa.com, PAMFA.com. And Prachaya, which is not spelled the traditional way, because, like I said, I made it up on the plane. So it's Prchaia.
There you go. The two sites to visit is PAMFA, P-A-M-F-A, or Prachaya's, Prchaia.com. There you go.
And they're beautiful indeed. Of course, we're seeing it, and it's different from what you see on TV. But thank you so much, Thomas. It's a pleasure having you.
It's been an honor. It's been an honor.
Good luck with some more of your designs.
Yes, so
I'll be calling you soon.
Exactly. You're going to be, looks like you're going to be here in Malaysia for a lot longer than expected.
And thank you so much, ladies, for modeling a beautiful design. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we're going to go for another quick break.